You get named as a developer of Lemonade, the game.
Lemonade the game.
And then you need one like really ridiculous stretch one just in case there's some insane person out there. Like $10,000. If you donate that much, then you become Lemonade. That's the I am become Lemonade benchmark.
That's just all it says. It just says
yes.
I am.
Now I am become Lemonade.
There's no explanation.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the TIMEBAT Show. This is the 13th episode of the TIMEBAT Show, and I am Bat Snacks.
And I'm Timebasis. We're an unlucky number 13.
Maybe we should have skipped this episode and gone straight to 14.
Like they do at hotels sometimes.
Yeah, like in elevators.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, we don't really have a 13th floor, but we do. Surprise.
Watch, we're going to go to export this audio, and it's just going to be like machine noise, just like...
My computer's going to catch on fire, like, as it does it or whatever.
We're going to lose every episode, all the backups.
Even though they're on the internet, they'll just, like, disintegrate somehow.
They'll get hacked.
Like, our hosting thing will email me and be like, sorry, you...
Sorry.
The terms of service have expired, and you're bad, and goodbye, or whatever. Goodbye forever. And then
it could happen.
And then our Twitter account will be erased from the internet. Like, all the history of our show will just be gone.
Yes.
And it'll only be in our memories that we, like, had a podcast.
Yeah, we'll be totally erased.
Yeah, from history.
Maybe there was never a podcast.
Maybe this is all a really long dream that I'm having.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Or you're having. Would you be having the dream, or would I be? Like, whose dream would it be?
Could it be both?
I don't know if we can do shared dreams. I don't know.
There's no, like, multiplayer dream reality.
Option? No, I don't think so. I mean, that's pretty sci-fi. We would have to, like, be connected to something, like in the Matrix, you know? But
that's a good question. I don't know whose it would be.
I think it would be
mine. See, we said it at the exact same time.
I think it would be mine because I know I'm real right now. So
Do you? Do you really?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But you probably think the same thing about you, right?
But, you know, that's exactly what I would say if I wasn't real.
You got me there. You got me there. That's true. That is exactly what Dream You would say.
Yeah. Or maybe I would play the reverse psychology angle and say, no, I'm not real. Wink, wink.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm not real at all. But that would...
And then you would
what?
think I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, that would kind of give it away. I don't know. That's tough. So how's it going? We're
it's
not
going pretty well.
We're not in the same room anymore.
No, which is unfortunate, but you know.
I mean, did you hear the last episode though?
It was a lot of fun though.
It was, but like it sounded like I was in like a hall like a mile away or something.
Yeah.
Like
it sounds like you were in my bathroom and we're just shouting it like the whole time.
Like you're at your computer.
I was out here doing it.
Yeah, like you're at your computer near your microphone, and I'm like in the bathroom yelling at you like the entire.
Like, what was that, Chris?
Which also, by the way, is exactly how we recorded it.
Yeah. You had eaten some bad seafood that day.
I did.
And, you know, we just had to
do
it.
I was in Florida. I did eat a lot of seafood. I mean, that was like my prime reason of going. So I was like, I'll be fine. And then I'm like, well, I'll be here, but we can still record. and then it was glorious. But yeah, it was really bad recording. But it was a fun episode to do.
Yeah.
We're going to do another one in December.
Yeah, at least one, maybe a couple.
Maybe multiple. And we might even do a music number, too.
Yeah.
I don't want to get everyone's hopes up.
I don't want to get anyone too excited about that because that might just be...
Because it will not be good at all, so don't even think about it.
No.
Okay.
You will be disappointed if you're excited about that.
Our one listener that likes the show a lot will be disappointed. Well, I have a really weird news story to start us off today, if you wanted to go into it. This is really in our vein of we always do stories about animals or people doing really dumb stuff, and this one's about an animal The headline is really good. It's rogue beaver apprehended after thrashing a store that sells fake Christmas trees. And it's exactly what you'd expect. There's a beaver in a store, and he's making a mess of Christmas trees. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about the story. It was in Maryland.
So when they say apprehended, did they cuff the beaver?
I don't see a picture of the cuffing, but, yeah, it does kind of sound like they did.
They read him his Miranda rights and put him in the back of the car.
You don't want to be sued by the beaver lawyers.
Yeah.
I hear they have a pretty robust legal system.
Yeah.
In Beaverland.
So the beaver was just in the store, and I guess he thought the fake trees would be good home building materials.
Maybe he was offended that they were fake. Well, maybe. I mean, he's a beaver, right? Like they eat wood and stuff, right? So he went to someone's house, or someone had a fake Christmas tree out, and he noticed, he gnawed on it, and he noticed it wasn't real wood, and then he was like, "This is bullshit." And he went to the store and started messing up the place.
Yeah, just totally. Maybe they built the store in an area that was once his territory.
His natural habitat?
That double offended him. Not only were they the fake trees, but also it was his ground. And they had...
Yeah.
They
bulldozed real trees to make room for a store that sells fake trees.
Which, I mean, that is what happened if you think about it.
Yeah, that would offend me as a beaver.
That would be very offensive.
Piss me off. Why are you bulldozing these trees in order to sell me fake trees? That doesn't even make sense.
No, it really doesn't. Doesn't make sense to me as a person.
No, he has a right. I think he has a right to do that.
Yeah.
Apparently it was a dollar store, so it's even better.
Yeah. When he's on trial, we should go visit and protest.
The beaver?
Yes.
Well, I doubt the beaver will go on trial because.
Well, I mean, he was apprehended. That's kind of.
That's true. It does say apprehended. Yeah. It doesn't say caged or anything.
Yeah. They called animal control and.
I don't know if apprehended is the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the news author was so used to writing about Florida man being apprehended.
They were beaver apprehended.
That's just the word he uses now.
They have a bunch of pictures of this beaver, and I want to. He's a pretty good looking beaver.
Is he a big beaver?
Yeah, he's really big. Well, I mean, yeah, he's pretty big. Yeah.
So if a beaver was, trying to mess up your store, would you really call the police or would you call anybody? I feel like I could handle.
I would call animal control, but this is the weird part of the story. This is where it gets weird. There's no mention of animal control. The sheriff's office is the one that responded to the beaver incident.
What area is this? Maybe they don't have enough animal incidents.
It's in Maryland. I don't know. Charlotte.
I don't know. Maryland. Yeah, surely they should.
I've never heard of it. It's Charlotte Hall, Maryland. I've never heard of that place. But yeah, why are you calling the sheriff to take care of your beaver? I would call animal control. If there's
maybe they thought it was a man in a beaver suit.
It wasn't that big. But anyway, that's the story of today. Everything else I saw was super depressing.
I like that story.
Yeah, I like when animals cause a little bit of a stink. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And he probably was offended by his,
Yeah. I am happy that the beaver messed up that guy's store.
I'm going to tweet the picture of the beaver because it's a really good picture. It's a fantastic picture. I'm going to do it right now. But, it's really, it's a headshot kind of thing, and he's, mid-beavering, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
He's gnawing on a fake tree?
Well, no, he's not gnawing, but he's, he looks like a beaver. Really.
He looks like a proper beaver?
He looks like a beaver, He's a really good-looking beaver. Anyway, so beaver eating fake Christmas trees, offended and all that stuff.
Okay, I see the picture. It's a good
Isn't
picture.
It a good picture? Isn't it a good beaver shot? Anyway, if you're listening, you can go to our Twitter and you'll see this beaver. Anyway, so any other stuff that's coming up in your life right now or in the world that you want to talk about?
Not for the next couple weeks.
What's happening the next couple weeks?
Well, I am going to Texas to visit you in a couple
Oh,
weeks.
you are?
But,
yeah.
Other than that, there's not really a whole lot.
And we're going to have
on.
an amazing episode that will probably sound like it was recorded in, like, the back of a... I don't even know.
A trailer.
A trailer, yeah, there you go. That's where I live, in a trailer, by the way.
Yes.
I didn't tell you that. So I had a really interesting... I was reading a really interesting story today about Chernobyl. Okay. And you know Chernobyl's radioactive and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's the nuclear waste site.
So, yeah. So recently, it's the nuclear waste site, nuclear reactor got melted down, 40 years ago or whenever it was. Yeah. And they, quarantined the whole zone and nobody lives there anymore. But recently, last couple of days, they've been building a protective cover for the reactor so that it doesn't seep out into the environment anymore.
So it's still going.
Oh yeah, it's still seeping, but it's going to a point where you can safely be around the reactor, but as long as you don't go inside of it, you'll be okay. But it's still gonna slowly seep out, stuff, bad stuff. So basically they're trying to seal it so that, my understanding is they'll seal it so that eventually they'll be able to populate the area surrounding it without having to worry anymore. But anyway,
why not just populate a different area?
Well, yeah, I think I think another thing is they don't want it to just keep seeping out because it's a bad idea. But anyway, so regardless of the reason, they're sealing it, which is a good idea because it's still radioactive. So they're trying to seal it to prevent nuclear radiation from going away and all that stuff. And the thing they built is this big giant concrete basically a big lid kind of thing almost, right? And it it's a sweet thing. So the reactor is a big building with pipes and stuff sticking out of it, where they're chimney kind of looking things. And what they made is this big concrete structure that's cut out in the bottom. It's kind of in an oval shape, right? The cutout is in an oval shape, and it basically is able to fit over top of the entirety of the reactor building.
So they're just gonna put a lid on it.
Yes, exactly. Put a big lid on it, a big concrete lid. And the cool thing, the way they did it is they built these tracks near the reactor, right? And they built this thing on these tracks that are probably 200, 300 feet apart. Basically the length of, well, actually way more than that. Probably 5,000 feet apart or something like that, like a football field or two. The length of the reactor, that big is how far the tracks are apart. And they built this lid on top of that so they can wheel the thing over to the reactor. So they could build it a ways away. And then when they're done, they train it down, they wheel it on these tracks to the reactor. And there's a video where it shows them wheeling it over the course of a month. And then it's recently it just they wheeled it all onto the reactor and then they sealed it. And then
do they have half the dome on each side, or are they just gonna use a bunch of cranes to lift it up?
No, they don't have half the no, they don't. They're not lifting anything. It's suspended. It's really hard to explain, but basically
it's suspended in the air.
No, it's a big concrete block. It's an arch, right? Like an arch.
Yes.
Okay. And the part that's cut out of the arch, the entire reactor can fit under the arch, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's
are they gonna close up the sides?
Yeah. Well, so they built it such that the sides of the arch are really, really close to the reactor already. So it's a perfect fit kind of thing, if you understand what I'm saying.
I got it.
Yeah. So it was really cool to like look at, because just the way they built it, and it's cool. But anyway, Google that or whatever. It's a really cool story. But the interesting thing is they built this, and a bunch of countries built it. But the interesting thing that I started thinking of is what happens in the future when say 10,000 years from now, right?
Yeah, they forget it's there.
People are they've forgotten Russia completely because it's a barren wasteland or whatever, right? That part of Russia.
Yeah.
And there's a random explorer that's I'm going to go see what the ancient humans were doing over here or whatever, right? And then he happens upon this giant concrete structure that has
It'll probably be like the tip of an iceberg at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And then what looks like, looks like there's another structure underneath this structure. Like, what is this? And then he gets to, like, there's probably a bunch of fences around it, and the fences probably have this writing on it that, like, or not writing, but, like, these symbols with, like, you know, like the radioactive symbol and, like skull and crossbones and stuff. And this is 10,000 years in the future, and, like, he has no idea what the hell this means.
For all he knows, that could be a warp drive.
Right, and he's like, oh, this is cool, like, ancient civilization writing. I've never seen this language before.
It could be the Holy Grail.
It could be the Holy Grail. And then they're like, this is really cool. Let's dig up whatever is here, right?
Let's drill a hole right in the lid.
Let's crack her open. Like, what happens then? Like,
they all die.
I know, but, like, it's a really interesting, like, concept that I never thought of until recently.
So I actually did see this online recently, and the discussion people were having was, how do you label this thing such that people in the future will understand not to mess with it?
Right, I was reading something about that too, and, like, they've had committees, and, like, they haven't been able to figure, like, anything out.
Yeah, like, how do you say to someone that doesn't speak
any English, any language
that doesn't communicate in any way that you do? How do you communicate? Do not go away.
Like bad.
This hurts. Maybe
this is bad.
Because I mean, if you draw a skeleton, they'll just think it's a tomb of a king or something,
like
right?
There was one I saw, right, and it was basically a triangular one, right, and it had the radioactive symbol at the top. And then on the left side, it had a skull and crossbones. And on the right side, it had a picture of a person, like, running away, like a stick figure kind of thing.
Running away.
Right. But the problem is, if you interpret that in a different way, the top kind of looks like the sun, the left looks like a dead person, and then if you read it from left to right, it looks like the dead person is getting resurrected as, like, another human or whatever. So it could literally be like, oh man, it's like a resurrection chamber or something. I don't know.
It's a pyramid.
Yeah. You take
long lost pyramid.
You take dead people here, and they get better. But it does kind of look like a pyramid too.
Maybe just make. Yeah, I have no answer for that. That's really.
I don't know how to do it. Like, I don't know what you would do. Like, I'm trying to think of a symbol that's internationally known, that is going to be known in, like, 10,000 years. That means, like, don't, like, just stop.
Just
like,
please,
don't do it. Don't do whatever you're thinking.
Maybe just like a visual of a piece of crap, like they'll. Yeah, like, they'll think that it's like a landfill or something.
That's actually a good idea. Like feces, like...
Yeah, like, no, like, do the graphic of a person on a toilet.
But then, like, underneath them... Okay, so that's the top. He's on a toilet, and he's, like, crapping. But, like, they don't know what a toilet is, so it just had to be someone taking a crap.
No, it needs to be a full visual of the whole process.
Right, the whole thing. But then underneath that, it's like a mountain of crap.
Yes.
Like, you draw the symbol of crap underneath the guy that's crapping, and then underneath it's just a giant mountain of crap. And then there's, like, an arrow that points to, like, the thing. And it's like, this is a mountain of crap. You know?
But you know what? What if future biologists are like, wow, this is a great chance to study the diets of ancient human beings.
Damn it!
Like, there's no way to beat it.
Someone's going to want to see what's inside, basically, is the problem. Like, no matter what happens, someone is going to be like, what is this? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And even if you had crap, biologists would be like,
crap, yeah.
The worst thing is, like, no matter what you write, archaeologists are going to want to know what's in there. You know what I mean? Like, it could sound dangerous, but they'd be like, I don't care. It's important to know. You know what I mean?
It's just a mythical thing.
Yeah, like, it's not really going to kill us all. Like, think about, like, today, like, you know, we go to the mummy's tomb, and what we can read, we're like, oh, this is cursed or something. It's like, whatever. Let's open it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, think in 10,000 years, they're going to come across this and be like, oh, this is supposed to kill us. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
And then, you know, catastrophe.
Yeah.
And then they all die.
Yeah, and I guess like even if they do have like Geiger counters or like whatever the future equivalent of that is, like radiation detectors in the future, it's not going to work until you've actually breached the opening.
Right, like if the seal is good, and I'm assuming it is,
Yeah.
like they're not going to pick that up until they open it, and then they'll be like,
It's too
"Fuck, that was a
Yeah.
mistake. We shouldn't have done that." It's just an
well.
interesting problem that I don't really see as a solution.
Yeah, same.
I think crap is probably the closest symbol of bad, but
Yeah.
even then, like you can't really communicate death really well either.
No.
Because like skull and crossbones works for a lot of people, but to some people that's just like, okay, that's a bunch of bones. Yeah, it's tombs. And archaeologists are like, great, I love tombs. I want to go.
love bones.
I love
Yeah.
bones. Bones are great,
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's not really any good symbol.
Oh well. We'll just shoot it into space eventually.
Oh,
That
that's
would
a
be
good
the-
solution.
that
And
would
then
be the
aliens can find it
Yeah.
and be like, what is this? An artifact of human civilization.
And then they'll come kill us because we
and-
poison them.
And yeah, that's how we destroy the aliens, and then destroy ourselves because then their ancestors come to kill us. So there you go. If you have a good solution, listeners, please let us know because we don't have one.
Contact@timebatshow.com.
Yes.
Please send us an email with your solution.
I think crap is the closest. I think that's a really good idea. But yeah, like
maybe
I said,
crap and death, like crap and
both.
skulls.
like so it's like. Okay, so there's a mountain of crap, but then there's like dead bodies inside the crap.
Yes, they're never gonna want to open that. Like,
So it's like it looks like a plague like ground. Like this is like
Yes.
where the plague happened and we sealed it off kind of thing.
yeah,
And then a lot of flies and stuff.
Yeah,
So it's very
flies,
very like
crap,
disease kind of
skeletons.
imagery, Like a lot of disease imagery,
yeah.
I think they'll still open it. But I think
They
that would
would.
deter them more.
Or maybe they would at least take some precautions.
They'd be like, "Wait, what are we really doing here?"
Yeah,
Like, hold on. And this is assuming we don't have any like written record anywhere of what this is, right?
yeah.
But I mean, in the future, eventually, we're not gonna have written record of things. It's just gonna be
Yes.
just one day, we'll get to the point where, humans as we know it are extinct, and some other people come up. Maybe they're similar to humans or whatever, and they don't really use our language or whatever, and
What we should do is leave a copy of this podcast.
Yes,
In
right
Chernobyl.
outside
Yeah.
in Chernobyl, like on the fence that has
we'll
the
just
sign.
tape it on the fence
We'll tape like a CD of it
and
like,
put a
right
bunch of
there.
arrows pointing that way.
Like, listen to this.
Yeah.
And they'll have no way to listen to it because they don't have CD players or whatever. But that's
Oh
fine.
well, we
That's-
tried.
We could put it on a phonograph.
And
That's
with
like
instructions how to build the phonograph, like
Well-
they did with that.
Yeah. Like the Golden
satellite.
Record thing, the Voyager, yeah.
Yeah, the one that what's his name? Carl Sagan made
Carl
that.
Sagan, yeah. The problem with digital, right, is like you can't. We're going way off topic here, but this is an interesting
fine.
topic.
Yeah.
The problem with digital, right, is the only way to interpret it is if you know the instruction set.
Yeah. If you
Like
have
you
the
need the codecs, you need the encoding, you need whatever. You need to know how to So if I gave an alien 10,000 years in the future, like this podcast or any music or audio or video file, they would have no idea what to do with it because they could probably figure out, oh, this is ones and zeros, but like I don't know what the hell that means.
Yeah.
Because they have no way to interpret it.
Yeah. There's no way of knowing what
Yeah.
it is.
Which brings to an interesting question of how the hell are we supposed to preserve digital media indefinitely?
Vinyl.
And I have no idea.
Yeah.
But like seriously, you say vinyl as a joke, but like how you would like distribute audio to like the future if
Yeah.
you encode it physically on like a surface, that's probably the best way to do it because
Yeah.
then they would eventually figure out if they know physics, which if they're smart enough they would. They'd be like, "Oh, this says grooves. I bet if I put something in this grooves, I could hear some noise come from it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that doesn't require any like extra technology. You just need to.
Yeah. Gold-plated vinyl so it wouldn't corrode, just like that satellite that
Right,
Carl
so-
Sagan made because he's smart.
So we would have our own version of the Voyager
Yes.
disc,
Coming soon, the golden vinyl for the the time match.
and it's episode 13, which is like even better, right?
Yeah.
And it's just this part explaining how there's a mountain of crap on the other end of this fence, and you should not go over there.
Yeah, don't go over there.
So
But you should go over there.
That's the solution. I mean, they will go over there regardless of what we say, because they won't even understand what we're saying because they don't know English. Probably. Anyway, you want to get into some questions?
I'm ready for some questions.
Do you have some, or do you?
No,
want me...
You should start because I don't have that
some
many.
Really good ones.
Okay, let's have a good one.
Let me find a good one. Okay, this is a good kind of neutral one to start off with. What is your hobby/profession's version of? Anyway, here's Wonderwall. Do you know what I'm asking here?
No.
You know what Wonderwall is?
No, please explain.
Okay, so like it's a song that everyone plays.
I mean, I know the song, yeah.
Yeah, so like it's like basically asking you like what's your generic thing that you do when like you've run out of stuff. Like an example is like a teacher trying to think of a good example.
Teacher makes lesson plans.
Yeah, theirs would be like, here's a video of what you're watching, or here's a lesson plan, or whatever.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Or a nurse would be like, anyway, here's some Tylenol, and eat that, and you're fine.
Mine would be, let's post on some forums.
For your hobby?
For my job.
For your job?
Yeah. I spend a lot of time at work posting on forums.
That's strange.
Not really.
I spend a lot of time outside of my job posting on forums.
Not that much time. Like if I had nothing to do and I wanted to just get generic work done, I would make backups of things.
So that's like, anyway, here's a backup.
I would work on work on future publications, like future annual reports or monthly reports or weekly reports or something like that.
Yeah, so like, yeah, you make a backup, or you'd make like that weekly thing that you need every day or whatever.
Yeah, I would make next week's just to have kind of a backlog of them.
Yeah. That's not super interesting, though.
Not really.
I'm just kidding. Mine's not interesting either. So, like, in programming, it's basically either, anyway, here's the bug fix that we need. Or, like, anyway, here's a new build. Mm-hmm. You know, because, like, when you run out of things to do, bug fixes, and then here's a new build. Everyone needs one of those all the time. So, might as well throw it out there for you guys.
I might do, like, I might just like monitor internet traffic just to see that there aren't any random loopbacks or stuff interfering. Right. Not very exciting stuff, though.
Okay, I have another one. This is more philosophical. I know you like these.
Oh yeah.
This isn't very philosophical, but it'll get into that discussion. So, what is your favorite paradox, or do you have a favorite paradox?
I don't think I have a favorite.
Well, what are some that you know of? Do you know of any off the top of your head?
Chicken and the egg.
The what comes first kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's a very boring paradox. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, that's basically the bootstrap paradox, right? Like, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
The time travel kind of one, right? It's like...
Yeah.
Like, in order to get the time travel working, like, the future version of himself, like, comes back, of the scientist guy or woman, comes back in time, it gives them the plans, and then goes back to the future. But then how did he get the plans to begin with, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. It's deep. I don't know. It was willed into existence. There's a lot of movies that use that. Like Back to the Future uses that. A couple of others.
Maybe a different time traveler. So you can just kind of postpone it. You know what I mean?
So he looks like you, or no?
He's just a totally different guy. He just hands you time travel plans.
So where did he get it from, then?
A different guy. And you see... No. Do you know what the definition of a limit is? You can approach that to infinity.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
See what I did?
So it just keeps
it's
going
just
and
an
going.
Infinite number of guys with time travel plans. Arbitrarily handing them backwards. And it exists.
But it's only like a little. Like, okay, so...
I'm pretty sure you can prove that mathematically.
No.
That's works.
I like where this is going. So you have a guy in the future.
Yes.
that has the time travel plans, but he got them from another guy in the future that handed him the time travel plans. That got him from another guy in the future that handed him, and so on and so forth. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And it just keeps going for infinity.
So you can never really pin down where they came from. They came from somewhere in the future. You don't even know.
Yes. That would be true.
That's a cool like short story or something right there.
Yeah.
You got a winner.
That's never
right there.
been done before.
No, you got a real winner right there.
And I think mathematically that works.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure that works.
I'm not gonna say I'm pretty sure, but I'll say maybe.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good like story idea or something, because like it'd be like halfway through the story you'd figure out that like
it never ends.
Yeah, the guy I got him from someone else. Like what?
Yeah, they all start like collaborating.
Yeah. Oh, and then they all like travel to the same point in time to like talk to one another to figure out where the original one came from.
So maybe there's like this happens at a regular interval. You know what I mean?
Like every 10 years or something?
Every 10 years at this location, time travel plans just appear.
From a new person.
Yeah, from a new person. And then eventually enough of them talk to each other and agree to meet up at this certain point in the
and they're all of different and they're all of different ages at this point.
They have like a time traveler high school reunion sort of thing.
Right. But they don't travel there in time, or do they travel there in time?
Yeah, they travel there in time, right?
Okay. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so I guess as time goes on,
this
more
would
and more
be
time
really messy, by the way. Like graphing out this path.
Yes.
Like I don't like my brain is like, wait, this is so you have all these people from different timelines that are all now traveling at the same point in time.
And as time goes on, there's more and more time travelers appearing at this point. Right. And so the party gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
Right.
So then like you could say like, oh, let's meet here in, 3,000 years or whatever, right? And then, like, when you do that, you're talking to the people that you know are time travelers now. But when you meet up, it's like a billion people,
Yes.
Because there's, a billion more.
It's like the time traveler. What were those things in the 90s that you sent by email? It's a chain email. Chain letter.
They, like, keep passing them on and passing them on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time one person gets a thing, he's like, oh, whoever guided me this was like a brilliant scientist. But they weren't. They were just some delivery person.
Yeah.
And then they all get together and they're like, I don't know.
So here's the question. How many people are actually at that thing? Would it be infinity people at that thing? Would it?
Yes. Oh my God. This is super. So we just invented a paradox. You realize that,
That's
right?
a freaking incredible paradox.
Yeah, we did. You totally just invented a paradox.
The time traveler chain letter paradox.
But seriously, there would be infinite people at this event. Are we sure? Yeah, is this right?
I'm pretty sure that's how that would work.
Oh, you're right. It would be infinite people because they would all get the message.
Yeah, eventually. Eventually in quotes.
Eventually, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Wow, that's messy as hell, though. There would be a lot of movement. I feel like time would just break at some point. It'd be
warning, integer overload.
Right, if time was a person, he'd be like, screw this, I'm done with this crap. I'm gonna break now. Yeah, I think there would be infinite people.
That's cool as hell.
Because if I'm brought a message from the future, and then eventually, let's say 10 people are like, all right, we need to get together at this point in time. So what they do is they write a note and they send it forward in time.
Yeah.
Oh, each person that got them
is
tasked with sending one forward in time, saying
backwards.
Hey, or backwards.
Yeah, backwards.
No. What I'm saying is for the message to meet. So each person that gets the time travel plans builds this time machine, blah blah blah, whatever, and then he sends a message forward that says, "Hey, whoever sent me these plans, thank you. We're going to meet here in 3,000 years or whatever." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
that person sends it forward.
That person does the same thing. And then, you'd get you'd get infinite people at the meeting.
Yeah.
I think.
And no matter where you start on the timeline, you'll always get infinite. So even if you're 9,000 BC or, 9,000 AD, infinite people will always show up there, no matter where the chain letter starts.
But what if there? But there have to be people from past where the meeting place, though, right? I guess that's what I'm confusing.
Does there?
Let's say there's 10. So let's say the meeting point is at 10,000 AD, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what about anyone that gets the message past 10,000 AD? They wouldn't get. Would they not get the message, or would they? I don't know. I'm confused.
So Joe sends a message forward in time to the person that gave him the plans, and then that person sends it forward in time, and it keeps
going.
So maybe you would have to have the meeting before the initial person sent it.
Yes, you would. Because that would be the only way to ensure that everyone that's a time traveler gets the message.
That gets the message,
right.
Yeah. So
and you'd meet like really far back, like in like 2000 BC or something.
You'd have infinite no matter when you did it.
No, I know, but but they would do it backwards in time to ensure that they would capture everyone forward in time. You know what I mean? Because they want to find the person that originally sent it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, if they set a time in the future, they might not catch the person that originally said it because he could be past that time.
Yeah.
So they would set the meeting to be like 5,000 years in the past before time travel even was a thing. You know what I mean?
So Joe is in 1970, and his time traveler mentor is from the year 1980.
Yeah.
Jim sends it forward 10 years. Jim Prime sends it forward 10 years.
Jim Prime.
And they all agree to meet 5,000 BC.
BC or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
and then there's infinite people.
Infinity of them.
But that would change the timeline so much if infinite people met.
I mean, I'm pretty sure something bad would happen.
That's why it's a paradox, though, because like if they did that, then they would go back in time, and then there'd be like these millions of people or infinite people there that weren't there in the timeline before. So
yes, it would break.
It's a paradox in like more than one way, is what I'm saying. Yeah. You know,
it's a good one though. I like that.
This is pretty crazy. I feel like it's a bunch of paradoxes kind of combined together, but it's cool still. Oh, wow.
Ready for a question?
I'm so ready for a question.
What is the point of global warming? This came from Ask Reddit.
What is the point of global warming? What's the point? I mean,
why even do it?
Why are we even warming the Earth? What is that about? Right? Right? I mean, what's that about, right?
Yeah.
Global warming.
That's the question.
Well, the point is that, I don't know. I don't know what the point is. What does he say? Is there more to it?
No, that's
yeah.
That's
sounds like someone's really got a good understanding of what's going on right now.
Yeah, it sounds like he got it. he figured it out.
Yep, he's got it.
We're all just idiots. We're all so stupid.
Know. Why are we even global warming anyway? Why are we even global warming?
It's bad. It's bad. Expensive.
It's expensive. It's gonna kill us. Just stop it. Just stop global warming. Let's just do that. We'll do it right now. That's like that's like asking like, what's the deal with the Earth or something, right? You know, like what is this? What's the point of the world?
What's with gravity?
Yeah, what's the point of gravity? What's the point of me waking up in the morning?
I mean, that's a very depressing question to ask.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go that depressing on you.
It's okay. Do you have another question? That was kind of a funny one.
I do have a good one. So this is more of like a let's brainstorm about how to get this guy some money kind of thing, like we did with the band.
Yeah, one of those.
So this guy's question is, how do you get crowdfunding? And before you make assumptions, he doesn't have any skills or anything he can sell. It's more of like I'll just read it to you. Not gonna lie, this is kind of a selfish post, but I'll provide a little backstory alongside my question. My question is, how do I go about trying to get crowdfunding? And he puts that in quotes. Or, where would I try to post? I'm just trying to get an Xbox again, and possibly some Magic the Gathering cards I could use at local tournaments.
So...
And there's some more backstory, but I don't have to read it. But he pawned his Xbox, basically, and he wants it back.
So people, what are people? That's not what the crowdfunding though.
So he basically you've seen like GoFundMe or whatever, right?
Yeah, I know what that is, or like
People
Patreon
post-
or something.
yeah, Patreon.
Except he doesn't do anything.
Right. So he posts like you post there and you're like, hey, I need money for a hip replacement or whatever, and people give you money
Or an Xbox.
or an Xbox. So I think this guy's asking how can he do that with getting where the end goal is Xbox and or some Magic the Gathering cards.
Okay, well, an Xbox was what, like about $300?
Yeah, $400.
A competitive Magic deck that you can use at tournaments and stuff that'll run you $200 to $300.
Let's not say it's not competitive. Let's say it's like a moderate range.
Okay, so like $100.
Like, I would say like $60 to $100. Yeah. So like all things considered, like $500. Let's say, right?
And he wants to be crowdfunded this.
Yes, he wants to be crowdfunded. I don't know why he's not just asking his parents for money because he's obviously like 12 or whatever. But whatever, crowdfunding if that's the way he wants to do it.
He could offer to make people internet spaceships in exchange and then never release them.
Are you
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
I'm not making any.
What game are you talking about here? Oh, God.
So I mean, that's one proven method.
Right, but you have to be pretty famous ahead of time before
Yeah.
doing that. So that's
maybe that wouldn't work as well.
for a
him.
second there. I thought you were gonna say he can offer to make people lemonade, like a lemonade stand or something.
That doesn't really work for crowdfunding though. Maybe he could offer to make people internet lemonade.
How does that work?
So like he sends them a JPEG of lemonade.
Okay, I'm with you so far.
And the lemonade has, different stats. And, maybe certain lemonades, if you pay enough money, it takes like multiple people to use them.
What do you mean use them?
I'm kind of going with a different.
So is he like writing some like lemonade game here or something on the internet?
Yeah, he can say that he is. It doesn't really matter if
Oh,
he is or
okay.
not. Yeah.
So it's like a fake, like he's making a fake lemonade social game, basically.
And he says, if you donate enough money now,
You'll get a lot of lemonade.
You'll get a really good lemonade.
You'll get like a pink lemonade.
You'll get the pink one, all the best stats. It can defeat the other lemonades, no problem.
Like it's the best lemonade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have he could make up just a lot of arbitrary stats too, like sweetness. You could have like 97.
Sourness.
Those
are like lower though.
Yeah. Temperature.
Umami.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I think people would really donate money to this, ironically.
Umami.
Yeah.
That's a lemonade.
No, I like it.
You get like special stats the more you donate or whatever.
Yeah.
How would he show that his like kind of real though?
Well, he would have to make a couple sample ones.
Like photos?
Yeah,
like
you draw
pictures?
them in MS Paint, or I'm sure he has MS Paint.
Right, yeah, he probably
Draw some lemonades.
He had an Xbox, I'm going to assume he has.
Yeah, use the text tool. Just write some arbitrary stats.
Okay.
Upload them. Say, if you donate $5 or more, you're in this category. You get the basic lemonade. If you
Basic
donate
lemonade pack.
Yeah. If you donate $10 or more, then you're in the
super lemonade pack.
You're in the super lemonade. And then $25 or more is in the pink lemonade.
Ooh. And then 50 is like ultimate lemonade. You get like all 3 lemonades.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 100 is like, that's like co-developer. Like your name's in the credits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you're, you get named as a developer of Lemonade. The game.
Lemonade the game.
And then you need one like really ridiculous stretch one just in case there's some insane
like
person
$1
out
million.
There. Like $10,000. If you donate that much, then you become Lemonade. That's the I am become Lemonade benchmark.
That's just all it says. It just says
yes.
I am.
Now I am become Lemonade.
There's no explanation on the like reward tiers. This is I am become Lemonade.
Yes.
And they have to just wonder what that means.
Yeah, leave it ominous so it makes people want to do it to find out what that means.
So they had like a potato salad Kickstarter a couple of years back. Do you remember that?
No.
A guy put, like, he basically was like, I'm going to make potato salad. And he put it on Kickstarter as, like, a joke to get ingredients. And it blew up, and people, like, donated a lot of money to him. But it was, like, a joke thing, right?
Yeah.
But he made, like, $20,000 or something off of it.
That's
so I feel like
insane.
this could be, like, veiled as, like, a satire of that, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, with more of a, like, content. Like, oh, there's actually, like, a game here. You know what I mean? There's actually something more than just, I donated to a fake Kickstarter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's still fake.
He could actually send people the lemonade pictures.
Yeah,
like he could draw them with a crayon on a piece of paper.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, but like this would be kind of like a satire to that, and so people would like laugh, but they would also be like, "Oh, this is kind of interesting because like it's kind of this meta game social thing going on here." You know, I want lemonade status. You know,
it's also sort of a satire of Star Citizen.
True.
Yeah,
but you know. Oh. Could he, like, put, like QR codes on the lemonade to, like, get, like, I don't know. Maybe, like, a unique identifier on people's lemonade so they can, like, trade it with
so you can prove that it's an authentic lemonade?
Yes.
Yeah, you could have a public key and a private key for each lemonade, or... Yeah, there could be some public-private key encryption for the lemonades where you verify them at a website so you can verify their authenticity. Yeah, you can do that.
It's a lot of back-end work for this guy that just wants an Xbox.
That's pretty easy to do, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very easy.
Okay. Well, let me just write this response to him real quick. What you're going to do is you're going to make a lemonade. Lemonade the game. Is that what we called it?
Yeah, Lemonade the social game.
The social game.
The social donating game. Yeah.
Donating it like you're just donating. You're just calling a spade a spade. Like it's a social donating game.
Social pyramid game. I don't know.
Pyramid scheme game.
Yeah.
Social hoax game. Social fake game.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, you could have like a bunch of different lemonade types, and people could like trade them and like stuff.
Yeah, and maybe like you wouldn't even have to make a game necessarily. Maybe if people bought enough cards,
that's
they would make their own game.
They would just figure it out. Like you go radio silent after you give everyone the lemonade, and then you're like, "Well, do what you will." Yeah. And there's all these stats, and they're like, "I don't know what these mean." But then people are like, "I paid $100 for this card. I'm gonna use it," you know, and they just figure it out.
Yeah.
And there's this whole like forum that goes up, and people like talk about strategies and like how to play, and everything's done by like basically like they just message each other pictures of their lemonade.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Isn't that kind of how the original Pokemon card game was? Like, I'm not bashing on it, but
it was
back when I was buying the cards, I didn't know what the rules were. We just played with the numbers. Like,
I think they had rules, but like, yeah, I was just like, I've got Charizard now.
He's got a big number.
He's got a bigger number than you. He's gonna win. And then when you get older, you're like, oh, this is more complex. But like, yeah, given no rules and just stats or whatever, people will figure something out. You know?
Yeah.
You know, the real key is like you just need to get enough social traction at first with a weird idea like tradable lemonade social game that you know people will jump on board and give you all this money. So yeah, that's the easy way to get Xbox, right?
I bet you could make $500 that way.
Yeah, you think so?
I think so. It might take like 50 hours of work
to do it. Yeah. Like you might be better off just like working freely for that time.
Yeah, you might be better off doing like yard work for your parents or something.
Right,
but
right, for like 2 weeks or whatever.
If that's not an option.
Yeah, actually, I do think you can make money. I don't know if you'd make a lot, but I think people would buy it. I think you can make some money with that. Mm-hmm. You can make the Kickstarter really short so that like anyone that does it as a joke doesn't have time to like back out before the end. This is like it's like 24 hours, you know, and it's like, oh, too late, I got your money already. Because like with the potato salad thing again, I think a lot of people backed out at the last minute because they did it as a joke, you know.
Yeah.
So this one is just like nope, thank you, done, closed.
Take it and run.
Take it and leave. Take it and buy your Xbox and your Magic cards. It's funny that we worked card game into this when this guy wants Magic the Gathering cards. It's like,
oh, yeah.
Whoa, I don't know if we did that on purpose, but good job. Do you have another one, or if not, I have.
I have a question that I honestly, personally need an answer to.
Okay, let's do it.
What is a good gift for a Secret Santa office party?
Oh, damn.
What do you do?
I don't know. I think we talked about like this white elephant thing before.
Yeah, we have done this before, and we both talked about our awful Secret Santa.
I really don't know if there's a good gift for that. Like, is there really anything that's good?
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. If there's anybody listening, please email this. I need help with this. Like,
I don't know if there's anything good like out there. It's just like that everyone's gonna like.
Yeah, I wanted to appeal to as broad a thing as possible. Like, I don't want to get something like alcohol if someone doesn't drink alcohol.
That's the problem, right? Like, no matter what gift you get, there is always a chance that whoever you give it to is going to be like, this is the dumbest gift ever.
Yeah, I was going to get like a coffee mug, but they might not drink coffee, or...
They could drink other things in that, though.
In a coffee mug?
Yeah, like water. Or liquor, I don't know.
Lemonade?
Lemonade, oh,
yeah.
Pink lemonade. Yeah, I don't know what the good... I think a coffee mug is good, though.
Yeah.
Seriously, though. A lot of people drink coffee, and if they don't, it's a mug that they can, like, give
and
to
put flowers in.
Yeah. Or pencils.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good. I think that's a safe one.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of thinking. But yeah, if there's anybody listening that has better ideas, do contact us.
I would do coffee mug. I think that's good. This kind of goes back to the time travel one. What one discovery would fuck everything up? Like, just everything up. My first thought is time travel, because it would just, like, screw everything up. Like, everyone would be jumping everywhere, and there would be no...
This brings us back to paradoxes, though. Like, if time travel hasn't been invented, why are there no time travelers here?
Ooh, that's a good question. Maybe there's, like a Star Trek kind of, like... What do they call it?
There's a prime directive?
Prime directive, yeah. Like, they're not allowed to go back further because it would screw everything up.
Wouldn't
like,
people
maybe
do it anyway, though?
Yeah, you're probably right. Maybe they build time machines. They regulate it so that they build time machines that, like, cannot go back further. You know?
You would think, I mean, if you can build them, though, and you're in the future...
Yeah, like a hacker would totally figure it out.
Yeah, like, you could figure it out.
Be like, screw that, I'm going to 2016.
Yeah. I want to see Trump win.
Win the election, yeah, exactly. I want to be there when that happens. Yeah, you're right. Someone would totally hack it. So, yeah, why don't we have time travels? I don't know.
Probably, I think it's because there's no time travel.
Maybe, well, another thing is, this is like the time travel episode. Can we just name it that?
I'm cool with that, yeah.
Another hypothesis I've heard is we can time travel, but we can only travel forward in time, not backwards.
Okay.
But I know we're traveling forward in time right now, but, like, further
faster
than your lifespan. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, basically, like, I can jump 1,000 years in the future, but then I can't go back.
Yeah.
Know? Basically, like, how, like, black holes work.
Yeah.
Know?
Traveling really fast in spaceships, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
technically, you're traveling slower, so it's
yeah. And time is passing, like, 1,000 years on Earth, but you've only, like, been here for, like, 10 minutes or something, you know?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Contact was a really good book.
Like Contact, exactly, yeah.
So yeah. I have another thing that if discovered would kind of screw everything up.
What's that?
So a few years back, everybody was talking about, you know, what was it, the LHC, the Large Hadron Collider,
yeah.
and it, you know, trying to discover the Higgs boson molecule or particle or whatever it is.
Right.
And so if we discovered that there's no such thing as mass, that would kind of screw everything up. I think.
How would we discover that?
I think that's what they're trying to do.
Like, there's no such thing as mass. That's like they're discovering.
Yeah, that it's like an electrical based reality we live in.
Mass doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Does everything start like being like flabby and non-mass like immediately?
Well, I mean,
happens?
Nothing would change except for we would know
our understanding of everything.
Yeah. That would sort of fuck up our understanding of everything.
Like physics as we know it would be like, what?
Yeah, there's no more gravity.
I guess there's not. I mean, but there is there is something that's doing gravity.
Yeah, maybe
it's not. our understanding of gravity.
Yeah, that would screw everything up.
I don't know how even that would like work.
Computer simulation.
There's no mass. What happened?
We're in the Matrix.
We're in the Matrix of horses or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this question's kind of funny. I read it wrong, but I liked my misreading of it better. Okay, if you could perfect any 2 skills simultaneously,
All right.
what would they be? And the original question, if you could perfect any skill instantaneously, but I read it as 2 skills simultaneously.
All right, so you can get 2 skills for one.
Simultaneous. It's exact same moment. Like, you know them immediately. And also, another caveat is you have to use them the moment you get them. So you have to be careful with what 2 you get because they could interact with each other in a bad
dangerously
way.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have 2 that you had in mind?
I don't, but I'm thinking that like maybe I would like know all the languages, and then the other would be like, I don't know. I kind of want to know how to like do magic just for fun or whatever.
Yeah, it would be really cool to know, but it would be horrible to learn.
Right. Exactly. So like learning all the languages and then knowing magic.
Yeah.
But then if I instantaneously got both of those skills, I'd be like talking in tongues while doing magic. So that would be
great.
It would work for the show really well, right?
Yeah, I think those are 2 really good choices because learning languages is really boring and awful, and
exactly.
It just requires a lot of repetition and memorization, right. And it's sort of the same thing for magic. It's just tons of repetition and memorization.
Practice.
Yeah.
Practice is boring.
Why not just master both your skills instantaneously?
Yes, like the Matrix, like they just plug you in and boom, you're there, right?
I think I would choose... Those are 2 really good choices. I might copy yours. But I might rather just instantly know how to play every instrument. But
that's good.
Yeah.
But what?
But if you had to do both at the same time, that could be pretty complicated.
What's your other thing though?
Maybe instruments and I like magic. Yeah, instruments and magic. So I would have to do something like those crazy street performers with like the drums and cymbals.
And you have like a hat. Yeah. And there's like birds flying out of your hat, and you're like cranking the cymbals and like do, and you have like a harmonica in your mouth. Yeah. That you would become that like after you wish for that.
That is the ultimate me.
Is it?
In that form.
A peddler on the street.
A panhandler on the street.
Panhandler on the street looking for money. Ultimate you is that. That's what all your life you've wanted to be. That's your aspires.
Secretly.
How would like instruments work? Like what if you had to like if you got the skill, like you have to use it in the next like 5 minutes or you'll die. You know?
Then I might not choose that one because there are a lot of
ones
instruments.
Would be really hard. You would need to be like in like.
Have you ever seen that movie Crank?
Yes.
Where like it's like that. He has to like run to every music store and play all the instruments and give like a beautiful performance.
He has to play like every known song, like every well-known song.
And there's like car chases, and he's running from the cops, playing a guitar. He's like playing the running music.
Wait, why are there car chases?
Because cops are like after him because he's going too fast.
And playing the guitar at the same time.
Yeah. So like he's driving down the highway, and he's like playing the guitar, going. Doing like an amazing guitar solo. And he has to...
And then he gets to like, you know...
He has to crash into George's music and hop on the
drums.
drums.
I was about to say George's music too, that's so funny. And then he's like, he crashes in. And he's like, the clerk's like, can I help you? And he's like, shut up. And he like,
get out of my way.
And he just starts pounding on him. And then the police are coming in, right? And he's like throwing drumsticks at him and stuff. And he's like,
and then he does a huge drum solo while doing it.
While like kicking police officers and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then he gets one of those drum things that you can like wear on your body.
Oh, yeah.
like in the marching band, and then he like does some like karate. This is starring Jason Statham, right?
Of course, yeah.
I'm just making sure I'm on the same page.
Who else?
He's like playing the drums, like kicking people and stuff. My favorite segment would be like when he's like trying to learn the violin, because that's a very gentle instrument, you know.
Maybe he was running out of George's music and he grabs a violin and he like kicks a kid off his skateboard.
And then he's skating.
And then
nice.
He's like skateboarding
with
down
the violin.
With the violin.
And then he's playing like what's that song on the violin?
The Devil Came Down to Georgia.
I like how you knew exactly where I was going with this.
Yeah, I mean, what other
and this
violin
is like
song?
this whole movie is just car chases while he's playing musical instruments, basically.
Yes.
And so like he crashed all the police's cars somehow. So the police are on bikes now, for whatever reason. And he's on a skateboard and he's playing Devil Went Down to Georgia. And so like every car chase is highlighted by whatever musical instrument he's currently holding or whatever, right?
Yeah, I'm imagining the trailer for the movie, and it's the guy at the police station, and he's saying, "We have a suspect in pursuit. We are looking for a man playing musical instruments. He is headed towards X location.
He's headed towards,
and he is armed with a violin.
He's headed towards
extremely dangerous.
South Beach Road with a violin,
Yeah.
and he's playing. I think he's playing "Devil Went Down to Georgia" by Charlie.
And then in the trailer, that song starts playing, and it like flashes to him, and there's explosions, and he's playing the violin.
Oh my god!
Oh, that would be such a good movie.
And he's like in a suit when he's playing the violin, though, right?
Of course, yeah.
Maybe that's like the opening, you know, like he's classier as he's playing the violin, and then
and he gets more ragged
and he's like
rock and roll,
and he's doing
towards
like
the
rock
end.
and roll, and then in the end he's just like bashing on like drums, like he goes back in time in instruments almost, you know.
Yeah.
He's like doing a little
or forward in time because he starts with classical.
Sure,
yeah, really fancy.
Yeah. Or that.
I really like it.
Like in the end, he's like doing like garage band stuff.
Yeah.
And he has to find like really obscure instruments too, because he has to play like
the ukulele.
Ukulele's not super obscure. He'd have to he'd have to like break into some like old guy's house that has a ukulele though, you know.
He would have to like travel around the world pretty much.
Yeah, but like, so the only rule is like he can only survive if he's constantly playing instruments. So as long as he's constantly playing something, he's fine. So like he could go to Hawaii or whatever, or Japan or Europe or whatever, as long as he's playing something in the middle of it, you know. So we'd have to like hijack a plane. Like what?
There's like a scene on a plane where he's playing the harmonica and the stewardess comes over and she's like, "Sir, I need you to stop." And he's just like, "Screw you, I'm playing the
And then he like kicks her, and then he like and then they're like gonna land it, and then he has to hijack the plane
while playing
the harmonica, right? And so like he has some weapon or whatever on him too. And then, you know, that's where the international police get on his tail and everything, and you know, it's really bad. And he has to go to like some European like concerto to like find some obscure like woodwind or something, you know. Like he has to find like a clavichord or like, you know, I don't even know what that
harpsichord or
yeah, like like one of those violins. It's like a different size that they don't really sell in America or whatever.
Yeah.
There's like only
he has to go to Asia or like the Middle East and play the sitar.
Right, exactly.
Go to Asia.
Yeah.
And play the shamisen.
Oh, he has to go to Australia and play the didgeridoo.
Yes.
That would be a good scene, because then like he's in Asia playing the didgeridoo, and then like a rhino comes like charging. Do they have rhinos in Australia? Yes. For the purposes of the movie, they do. Okay.
Yeah.
And he has like rhinos charging, and he's like didgeridooing, like as he's, and then he like hops on an ostrich, and he's didgeridooing, and he's like getting chased by like a rhino, and he's like "yeah" or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then
he meets up with Aborigines and has to play all their instruments.
Yeah. And I feel like the movie would end near there, because that's like he's getting to the outskirts of society, like, you know, he's played all the instruments, like he's gonna settle down in the middle of nowhere in Australia, you know. And then that's the end of the movie. I like this a lot.
It's a good movie.
It'd be like, it's like Crank, but I'm trying to think of a better title than Crank. It'd be like have to be musical though. Like chord.
Crescendo.
Crescendo. I like that.
Crescendo.
No, Crescendo's really good. That's good.
Yeah. Starring Jason Statham.
And like, the movie poster is like him like doing like a Jason Statham like jump kind of thing. You know, he's always like jumping in his movie posters, like running or jumping, and he's like holding a violin. You know.
Yes.
He's like, and there's like explosions behind him and stuff.
Yeah, his eyes are like closed, and he's playing it real seriously.
And there's like cops behind him shooting at him, and there's like explosions, and he's like leaping through a window while holding the violin or something.
Mm-hmm.
Crescendo. Starring Jason Statham. Crescendo's a good name though.
I like
okay,
it, yeah.
We've wasted enough time on that question. Do you want to get into trivia?
I'm ready for trivia. I think that's a good segue into trivia too, because
Is it really?
Yeah. I'll let you find out.
All right, let me have it then.
Okay, so we're gonna start trivia. I will ask you 3 questions, and you will have to answer them. And I think the ongoing score between us, between all of the episodes, is
I think it's
5-3.
3. Yeah, you have 5. I have 3, but you've played one more round than I have, so I can catch up.
Yes, so this is your chance to catch up. Total of 3 questions. You'll be able to select 3 lifelines.
Okay. I have all the lifelines. I'm just going to read them off, and then I'm going to make my selection. So we have, for the lifelines today, we have 5-second Google, 10-second Bing, 30-second Yahoo, where I get to use that many seconds on that search engine. 50-50, Monty Hall-It, Phone a Friend, Ask a Rando, which is Omegle, Rhyme Time, and Bust a Move. So I'm going to pick 30-second Yahoo, because that's just a fun one.
Okay.
I'm going to pick Monty Hall, and I'm going to pick Ask a Rando. I always do Ask a Rando, but it never works. But
that's a good
one. I want it to work.
I should start picking that
I
one.
want it to work this time. So, all right, let's go with the first question. I'm ready, whenever you are.
Okay, your categories today will be bird.
Yes.
That is the first category. Disney is the second category, and Australia is the third category. That's how we segued.
Bird, Disney, and Australia. Oh, yeah, Australia. Yeah. We're always talking about Australia. Anyway, all right.
Yeah. All right, the first question. What was Long John Silver's parrot's name? This is the bird question. What was Long John Silver's parrot's name?
I like how you're clarifying. Like, this is the bird question, by the way.
Just in case
you didn't know.
Clarify.
The bird. Okay.
Was it A, Captain Morgan?
Okay.
B, Captain Crook? C, Captain Flint? Or D, Captain Jack?
Okay, so Captain Morgan, Captain Flint, Captain what? What's the other one? Third one?
Captain Crook?
Captain Crook or Captain Jack?
Jack.
God.
Morgan, Crook, Flint, or Jack?
Morgan, Crook, Flint, or Jack. I'm going to say it's not Morgan, because that is the name of alcohol.
It might be the same.
I know, it could be. I think I'm going to do a 30-second Yahoo on this one.
Okay.
So let me know. You have to time me, and I haven't typed Yahoo yet. So just tell me when to go.
All right. It will start in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Begin your Yahoo search.
What's the guy's name again? Captain what?
What was Long John Silver's parrot's name?
Long John Silver's parrot's name.
Parrot's name.
Yahoo's so bad. Okay,
yeah,
Yahoo's
good luck
answers. Searching. Oh my god, depending if you choose the book. What? I don't care. There's no. Okay,
5 seconds.
Flint.
Flint. C is your final answer. C is correct.
Oh my god, that was really close. I went on Yahoo Answers. I want to read you the first response, okay? Best answer. Depending if you choose the book, one of the several movies, or one of the TV series from the 50s, Robert Newton makes the best Long John Silver's IMHO. From the TV series, the parrot was named Captain Flint, named after the pirate that originally buried the treasure. That's like a paragraph of like, and I'm like, what the hell? And so I like keep scrolling down, and the next one is Long John Silver's parrot, and then the next one is Long John Silver's parrot, and then the next one says parrot. And then another one says dinner, and I'm like, great, this is very helpful. And then finally I scroll down and someone says Captain Flint. So
Oh, you got lucky.
Yahoo is tough.
So that is one you've gotten correct. We're tied up 3-3.
Okay, I'm ready for the next one.
You can, or no, it's 5-4 rather.
Yeah.
We're not
You don't have
tied
to go
up
to the
3-3.
score yet.
Okay. In the Jungle Book, who teaches Mowgli about the bare necessities of
A lot
life?
of literature questions in this one.
Yes, this is your Disney question.
Disney question.
In the Jungle Book, who teaches Mowgli the bare necessities of life?
Okay.
A. Baloo. 2 or B. Bagheera. I wrote numbers next to them. A. Baloo. B. Bagheera. C. Kaa. Or D. Shere Khan.
Okay, I know Shere Khan is the bad guy. So I know he didn't teach the bare necessities. And Kaa, I think, is the snake. And so it's either Baloo or Bagheera, and I'm pretty sure Baloo is the bear. So
Do you want to make sure with a lifeline?
what do I have left? I have Monty Hall.
You have
and
Ascarando and Monty Hall.
I'm going to just go for it. I'm going to say it's Baloo, final answer.
A. Baloo. Final answer is correct.
Yes!
That is who teaches Mowgli about the
I
bare
trusted my
necessities
gut.
of life.
Now I have Monty Hall and Omegle.
To use on this last
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna
and you
need
know
it.
what?
Is it good?
It's really hard.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is the question about Australia. Which of these Australian bands is not from Brisbane?
What? Okay.
This was the only one they had.
I can't wait to ask a random about this.
A. Savage Garden. B. Powder Finger. C. Dig Richards and the RJs.
What?
Or D. Eskimo Joe.
The only band I even know of on this list is Savage Garden. That's the only band I've even heard of. But they
One
could
of
be
them
from
is
Brisbane.
not from Brisbane.
They could be from Brisbane, though.
Yes.
Oh my god, I don't even know. Should I 50-50 first, or should I Monty Hall first, or ask a rando first?
I would Monty Hall first.
You would? Okay, I'm gonna.
You're gonna need all the help you can with that.
So
rando.
what was them again?
It was A. Savage Garden. B. Powderfinger. C. Dig Richards and the RJs. Or D. Eskimo Joe.
Okay, I feel like Eskimo Joe is a fake name, but it could be
Okay.
real. So since it's a fake, I think I'm gonna lock that one in and use my. You see what I'm doing? You see my strategy here?
I see what your
Okay, so I'm
strategy
gonna
is.
lock in Eskimo Joe, and I'm gonna use Monty Hall.
Okay, I will remove 2. Powderfinger and Dig Richards and the RJs
Are removed.
are removed.
So it's either Savage Garden or Eskimo Joe.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going with the Omegle then.
Good
All
luck.
right, do I have a time limit on this?
No.
I can do it forever. All right. So, is Savage Garden from Brisbane?
All right. I know. I'll give you 2 minutes starting
you.
now.
I'm
Okay.
asking if Savage Garden is from Brisbane. Maybe I should ask if he's not from Brisbane. Stranger's typing. He's not saying anything yet.
What's he saying?
He's not saying. He hasn't said anything yet. I need to go. He's not doing anything. This is the worst. I hate Omegle so much. I don't know why I keep choosing it. Stranger's typing.
30 seconds.
All right, hold on. Is Savage Garden from Brisbane? Is Savage Garden not from Brisbane? Hello there. Is Savage Garden from Brisbane? Stranger has disconnected. That's good. I get as many strangers as I want, right?
Yeah.
I have a response.
What is it?
I'm not gonna say.
1 minute has passed.
Shit.
Was it the answer you were looking for?
Not the answer. I was like,
Are you sure?
I paused it. It was it was an age and a gender.
Okay.
Oh god. Is Savage Garden from Brisbane? No one wants to answer this question.
I would answer the question.
I'll tell you what the stranger said to me after the show.
Okay.
Is Savage Is Savage Garden into Brisbane? My answer was, are you into Latin girls? Oh, God.
Yes!
Yep, that's exactly what I needed. This is the worst platform ever. No one actually answers. How much time do I have left?
Oh, you have like 20 seconds.
All right, I have time for one more random person.
Yes.
Is Savage Garden from Brisbane? Come on, random stranger, you can do it. This person says yes, but I don't know if that means anything.
Your time is ended.
Okay.
So, random person said that Savage Garden is from Brisbane.
I think they're just being stupid, you know.
So which are you going to go with? Which
so
one
the
is
question
not
is
from
which
Brisbane?
one's not from Brisbane, right?
Yes. Savage Garden or Eskimo Joe.
And
random person thinks this.
I'm not putting any credit in random person. Okay, so Savage Garden is the only band I actually know, so I'm going to go with Savage Garden, even though random person said they're not from Brisbane. They are.
That's your final answer.
Yeah, Savage Garden is not from Brisbane.
Savage Garden is incorrect.
Oh! It was Eskimo Joe?
Eskimo Joe.
That's a real band?
Is a real band that is not
this
from
person
Brisbane,
on Omegle
Australia.
Actually knew if they were
He
right.
probably didn't. He probably didn't,
why
but
didn't I
he
go
was
with
right.
Random stranger person. I feel really stupid now.
It's okay.
So Eskimo
I would have
Joe's
chosen
a real
Savage
band?
Garden. Yeah, it's apparently.
Were all those
I got it
bands
from.
real?
I got it from a really bad site.
Were all those bands real though?
Yeah. Apparently.
That was a very enlightening question.
Yeah. Sorry about that question, but we're tied
No,
now.
that's not sorry. It was a good question. It's really hard. Wow, that was quite the episode today, don't you think?
Yes, that was quite the episode.
So we're 5 for 5 now. We're all tied up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great. This has been the unlucky episode number 13.
Episode 13.
Can I leave us with one final Yahoo question? Real quick.
Yeah, please.
Does anyone else walk around naked with their little brother present?
No.
And the answer is no. That's weird. And then there's like 5 other questions today about nudity near family members. So to all the listeners out there that are curious about my thoughts on that, just say no to that. Just don't do it.
Just wear clothes.
Just wear something that is clothes. Any final thoughts you wanna put out there? No?
I think we're good.
Okay.
That was a good episode.
We should probably label this episode 14 to pretend that we don't really have a 13th episode. But that can be done in editing, so that's fine. This has been episode 13 of the Talent Show. I'm Tim.
I'm Pat Snacks.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Have a good night.